Καλημέρα κύριε Πρόεδρε. Καλημέρα σας, καλημέρα. Θέλω να εκφράσω την μεγάλη μου ικανοποίηση για το γεγονός ότι ένα πολύ σημαντικό έργο ενεργειακής διασύνδεσης έχει πια και επίσημα ολοκληρωθεί. Ο αγωγός IGB, ο οποίος συνδέει τα συστήματα φυσικού αερίου Ελλάδος και Βουλγαρίας, θα δώσει τη δυνατότητα στην Βουλγαρία να διευρύνει τις πηγές τροφοδοσίας σε φυσικό αέριο, αλλά ταυτόχρονα ενισχύει και την θέση της Ελλάδος ως ένας σημαντικός γεωστρατηγικός, γεωπολιτικός παίκτης στον ευρύτερο περιφερειακό χάρτη ενέργειας. Οι επενδύσεις που η Ελλάδα κάνει συνολικά στην Αλεξανδρούπολη αναδεικνύουν την πόλη αυτή ως μια νέα εναλλακτική πηγή εισόδου ενέργειας, σε πρώτη φάση υγροποιημένου φυσικού αερίου, για να καλύψουμε όχι μόνο τις ανάγκες της Ελλάδος, τις ανάγκες των Βαλκανίων, γιατί όχι και τις ανάγκες της κεντρικής Ευρώπης. Σε μια εποχή όπου η Ρωσία χρησιμοποιεί το φυσικό αέριο ως όπλο, απαιτείται περισσότερη συνεργασία μεταξύ των χωρών, έτσι ώστε να απενεργοποιήσουμε αυτή την ξεκάθαρη απόπειρα απειλής, η οποία στρέφεται τελικά κατά όλων των Ευρωπαίων πολιτών. Απαιτείται όμως ακόμα περισσότερη ευρωπαϊκή συνεργασία, αντίστοιχη με αυτή που έχουν επιδείξει τα κράτη της Βαλκανικής. Έχουμε συζητήσει εδώ και πάρα πολλούς μήνες για το ζήτημα του πλαφών στο φυσικό αέριο. Η συζήτηση αυτή έχει οριμάσει. 15 χώρες έχουν στηρίξει αυτή την πρωτοβουλία και πιστεύω ότι έχει έρθει η ώρα πια και η Ευρωπαϊκή Επιτροπή να κινηθεί πιο γρήγορα, να καταθέσει συγκεκριμένες προτάσεις, ώστε να μπορούμε πια το αργότερο στην τακτική σύνοδο κορυφής στις Βρυξέλλες να πάρουμε οριστικές αποφάσεις. Είναι αδιανόητο αυτή τη στιγμή να μην υπάρχει ευρωπαϊκή αλληλεγγύη και να υπάρχουν χώρες οι οποίες ακολουθούν μια αυτόνομη πολιτική στήριξης των δικών τους κοινωνιών μόνο και μόνο επειδή έχουν την οικονομική και δημοσιονομική δυνατότητα να το πράττουν. Η Ευρώπη πρέπει να αποδείξει ότι μπορεί να σταθεί στο ύψος των περιστάσεων και να επιδείξει την απαραίτητη ευρωπαϊκή αλληλεγγύη όταν βρίσκεται αντιμέτωπη με μια υπαρξιακή οικονομική κρίση. Long time no see. I hope you get to find a very good discussion with the Ursula and the Romanian friends. Thank you again. So, who's in the middle? Okay. This way. Okay, thank you.
Don't stop.
Εδώ είναι, ρε, εντάξει. Απλά δεν κάνω κάσου σίγουρα, δεν να κάνω κάτι. Εδώ το
Dankeschön. Dankeschön.
уважаеми гости, дами и господа, моля да заемете вашите места. Започваме след минути. Ladies and gentlemen, dear guests, please be seated now as the event will begin very, very shortly. Thank you. Please be seated. Скъпи гости, моля да заемете вашите места. Madam Vice President, President Stoyanov, President Parvanov, Governor, Madam Mayor, Deputy Prime Ministers and Cabinet Ministers, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning and welcome to Sofia, to the National Palace of Culture for the official ceremony which will mark the launch of commercial operations of the gas interconnector Greece-Bulgaria. I'm Ilya Lingorski and will be your moderator today. In a minute, we will welcome the heads of states and governments together with the President of the European Commission. Ladies and gentlemen, please be standing and join me with your applause in welcoming the President of the European Commission, together with the heads of states and governments of Azerbaijan, Bulgaria, Greece, North Macedonia, Romania and Serbia, with the executive officers of ICGB. Mrs. Ursula von der Leyen, President of the European Commission, His Excellency Mr. Rumen Radev, President of the Republic of Bulgaria, His Excellency Mr. Ilham Aliyev, President of Azerbaijan Republic, His Excellency Mr. Stavro Pendarovsky, President of North Macedonia, His Excellency Mr. Alexander Vučić, President of the Republic of Serbia, His Excellency Mr. Kebiakos Mitsutakis, Prime Minister of the Hellenic Republic, His Excellency Mr. Nicolae Ionescu, Prime Minister of Romania, and His Excellency Mr. Golub, the Prime Minister of Bulgaria, together with Mrs. Theodora Georgieva and Mr. George Sattler, the Executive Officers of ICGB. Please be seated. Madam. Madam President of the European Commission, Your Excellencies, welcome. Welcome and thank you for making the journey to Sofia, for being with us here today for what promises to be a truly historic occasion for the energy security of the region, for Europe, and for the connectivity between our countries, especially at a time of severe disruption and major challenges as it is now. During this session, we will hear and watch the remarkable story of the IGB development presented by the ICGB leadership. We will be then privileged to attend and hear the reflections and the vision of our eminent official guests on the stage. It has been agreed that instead of adhering to the strict state protocol rules, the order of the statements will rather reflect the background and the perspectives for the regional connectivity and energy security which IGB brings forth. And finally, we will witness the start of the first gas day and the launch of the full commercial operations of the gas interconnector Greece-Bulgaria via a video from the IGB dispatch center in Haskovo. But now, without further ado, may I invite to the podium the Prime Minister of Bulgaria, Mr. Golub, for the official opening and his welcoming speech on behalf of the hosts and the Bulgarian government. Prime Minister.
Dear President Radev, Prime Minister Mitsutakis, President Aliyev, President Vučić, President Pendarovsky, Prime Minister Čuka, European Commission President von der Leyen, ministers, dear guests. It's a great honor for me to address you at this ceremony celebrating the official launch of the commercial operation of the interconnector Greece-Bulgaria. Immediately after taking office at the beginning of August, our government focused its efforts on compensating the delays accumulated from the previous period in the realization of this very important project with a view to its timely completion. Progress was monitored both at ministerial and expert level, practically on a daily basis. Various administrations ought to address expeditiously all issues arising in the final stages on the certification process. Thus, we did our homework, but equally important was the positive bilateral political between Bulgaria and Greece to complete this project. And in the end, our common efforts proved successful. As of today, IGB is operational. The new gas pipeline has sufficient capacity to satisfy all domestic consumption. Furthermore, IGB will ensure the diversification of sources as well as of routes of supply of natural gas for Bulgaria, which is key to ensuring the energy security of the country. The fact of the existence of this interconnector renders our country less vulnerable and thus improves our negotiating position. Therefore, particularly in the current circumstance, the interconnector is essential for Bulgaria, far exceeding the specific economic benefits of this operation as a commercial enterprise. Likewise, for Greece and Bulgaria, IGB is not only a commercial cooperation agreement, but also proof of responsibility and solidarity, which also extends beyond our immediate neighborhood. We all realize that since the second half of 2021, all of us are faced with the challenges of new reality, with steeply rising energy prices that negatively affect the neighborhood, the EU, and many other parts of the world. This difficult situation has been aggravated further by the ongoing military conflict between Russia and Ukraine. The deliberate disruption of the gas pipelines in the Baltic a few days ago adds another ominous warning that the security of supply of natural gas to Europe can be abruptly compromised. In the context of these multiple challenges, the strategic significance of IGB far exceeds the boundaries of Bulgaria and our valuable bilateral cooperation with Greece. The interconnector will ensure the diversification of sources and routes of supply of natural gas not only for Bulgaria, but will also allow the transfer of natural gas from Greece to Romania, Moldova, Ukraine, and to Central Europe. Yet, the potential of IGB will become even more evident after the entry into operation of the LNG terminal near Alexandroupolis, expected by the end of next year, which will provide further access to multiple sources of supply on the international liquefied gas market. IGB will be in full synergy with LNG terminal near Alexandroupolis. It will serve as a link to the southern gas corridor and will provide access to alternative gas supplies from the Caspian region. Bulgaria therefore welcomes the EU-Azerbaijan Memorandum of Understanding of Strategic Energy Partnership and the possibility of increasing natural gas supplies from Azerbaijan. This will contribute to the diversification objectives in the Repower Europe plan and help Europe to end its overdependence of one supplier. Likewise, IGB has excellent synergy with other major energy projects such as TAP and TANAP. The LNG terminals in Turkey also contribute to the security of supply of natural gas for the region. In conclusion, the interconnector Greece-Bulgaria has the potential to contribute to ensuring the much-needed security of supply of natural gas and affordable prices both for the citizens of Bulgaria and our partners and friends in Europe. We thus believe that IGB will play its proper part in the realization of the main objectives of the European Union's energy policy. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. Thank you, Prime Minister, for your engaging words and for offering the traditional Bulgarian hospitality. Your message brought us well into the picture of this enormous project, of this truly European goal which IGB fulfills. Now we will be able to see the awe-inspiring work which went into the construction and the development phase of the interconnector Greece-Bulgaria. Please play the video. Behind what we just saw is the extraordinary dedication and, without exaggerating, the Herculean efforts and work of a great team with an exemplary leadership. We celebrate the fruits of their work today. Yet again, in my conversations with our next speaker, she often mentioned, it's a cause, not a job. For our people, it has never been just work or a project. It's a cause and a purpose. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome once again Mrs. Theodora Georgieva and Mr. George Satlas, the executive officers of ICGB, who will share with us what has gone behind and beyond this awesome footage. Mrs. Georgieva will take the floor first. Over to you, Theodora.
Thank you, Ilya, for the nice introduction. Dear Mr. President of the Republic of Bulgaria, dear Madam President of the European Commission, dear Mr. President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, dear Mr. President of the Republic of North Macedonia, dear Mr. President of the Republic of Serbia, dear Mr. Prime Minister of the Republic of Bulgaria, dear Mr. Prime Minister of the Republic of Greece, dear Mr. Prime Minister of the Republic of Romania, Your Excellencies, dear guests, colleagues and friends. The 1st of October is a significant date for us. Today, we mark the commercial launch of the energy project, the importance of which goes beyond the national borders of Greece and Bulgaria. Together, today, we are entering a key stage in the development of the energy system of the region, and we are taking a huge step forward towards a stronger, more connected and independent Europe. The commercial launch of IGB comes after a number of challenges that we were able to overcome only thanks to the consistent efforts of the ICGB team, the company's shareholder, the political will of the governments of Bulgaria and Greece, the support, again trust, of the European Commission, the national energy regulators, and our stakeholders. I would explicitly like to thank the President of Bulgaria, Mr. Rumen Radev, for his personal engagement to ensure the project finalization and the permit before the heating season. The European Commission has always recognized in IGB this international potential, and I would like to thank Mrs. von der Leyen for the constant support. I would also like to express our deep appreciation for the national energy regulators of Bulgaria and Greece. We are here today after a significant number of obstacles, and as someone with decades of experience in large international companies, I must say that nothing else compares to working on this project. When I joined ICGB in 2015, many people did not believe that this interconnected would ever be realized. And indeed, its implementation would not have been possible if we had not built a strong team of committed individuals, pioneers with strong value system and with a common sense of responsibility and duty that we are doing something of great national and international importance. For me and the ICGB team, this project is not only a professional, but also a personal cause. And I would like to take the opportunity to thank each and every colleague for the dedicated work we do side by side. It is not coincidence that my team and I have been saying over the years that ICGB is a game changer. This is the first project in Bulgaria that brings real diversification of sources and leads to energy independence, the first fully automated gas pipeline in the country, and to build it, we made the third largest horizontal direct drilling in all of Europe. I would like to thank the companies involved in the construction process. IGB also be Bulgaria's only direct connection with TAP and will make the country part of the Southern Gas Corridor. As of today, we guarantee secure supplies of natural gas from a variety of sources, not only from Bulgaria and Greece, but also for the entire region of Southeast Europe. We have the opportunity not only to secure Bulgaria's consumption, to enhance market competition in order to reduce prices for Bulgarian customers, but also to supply gas to Southeast and Central Europe, to ensure supplies to Moldova and Ukraine in a particularly difficult period. I would also like to emphasize the importance of the support of our partners and friends from Azerbaijan. Today, they are here once again with the highest presence of President Aliyev. Azerbaijani gas volumes to Bulgaria provide the backbone of the project and fill a third of its pipeline capacity with potential for additional volumes. I also take the opportunity to thank the operators and partners from TAP, as well as those from the vertical gas corridor, the operators from Greece, Bulgaria, Romania, and Hungary. The operation of IGB starts today with a capacity of 3 billion cubic meters per year, which covers almost the entire consumption of Bulgaria. Strategically, our work does not end here. By 2024, we expect the construction of compressor stations at Komotini with the support of DESFA, which will allow the capacity of the interconnector to be upgraded to 5 billion cubic meters per year in synergy with LNG terminal of Alexandroupolis. This will position Bulgaria and Greece in a completely new way on the energy map of the region and will strengthen the roles of both countries. Dear guests, dear friends, thank you for being here with us today to give a strong start of the change in the energy sector.
Thank you, Theodore. And now may I pass the floor to George Satlas, the Executive Officer of ICGB. George.
Thank you. So, dear Presidents and Prime Ministers, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Excuse me for breaking the protocol. It was just to save some of our precious time here. So I'm thrilled to have you all here today with us on the big celebration for the Commercial Operation Day for the IGB pipeline. I might be an engineer, but I do not intend to refer today to BCM and bars. I prefer to focus on three very important aspects. Number one, I would like to express my deep gratitude to all of you that are here with us today from more than 7 countries, to my predecessor Kostas for his great job, to the authorities of Greece and Bulgaria that worked with us for all the permits needed, to our shareholders from IGI, Poseidon and BEH that offered the needed support throughout the project, to EIB for the funding of the project, to JP AVAX and the subcontractors for realizing the projects, to my colleagues at ICGB and DEPA International that worked through holidays and long hours without complaining, even to my lovely wife for having patience with me and our 3 baby kids. But most of all, I would like to thank all the people, every Maria, Ivanka, Eleni, every Ivan, George, and Ioannis, who under adverse conditions, working in the steep slopes with below 0 temperatures up in the mountains, made this project a reality. After all, it is all about the people. Number 2, after celebrating the successful met of the COD deadline today, I would like to commit for the very important next day of the IGB. The commitment is twofold. We should focus on operational safety for our personnel, the environment and the facilities, while ensuring commercial excellence that would justify the existence of the project, and together with the upcoming investment of FSRU Alexandroupolis from Copelousos Group, will ensure energy sufficiency in the central southeastern European region. Finally, as number 3, I would like to emphasize on the IGB project as a successful paradigm and future reference for projects to come. We ought to capitalize on it. Very few honestly believed 5 years ago that this project will become the reality that it is today. Yes, we might have missed a couple of deadlines on the way, as it is in the culture of both Greeks and Bulgarians, but we finally reached the commercial operation date. Together, all involved parties united under a common goal, a paradigm on the strength of unity. And as the saying goes, if you're going to go fast, go alone. If you're going to go far, go together. Together, we are part of the journey to a diversified, secure energy market for Europe. Thank you all again for joining us today.
Thank you very much, George Sattlas and Theodora Georgieva. We owe so much more than kind words and gratitude to the ICGB superb team who, day after day, in the last 7 years, made it all happen. They overcame numerous challenges and today launch this amazing infrastructure into its commercial operation. But from its very inception, IGB and ICGB, they had very solid foundations, strong underpinnings which made it all possible. And the bedrock of all that was in the European policies for energy security and diversification. On the basis of the European Commission, together with EIB, some 200 million euros in direct funding and credit were secured, amounting up to about 80% of the total project cost. At the same time, the competent EC directorates regularly provided support in terms of knowledge, consultancy, assistance in receiving the necessary regulatory redemptions. So what's the place of IGB in the European vision and the EU policies for the perspectives for energy security and the regional development? It's a great honor to hear about this and much more from none other than the President of the European Commission, Madam Ursula von der Leyen. Madam President.
Thank you very much. Thank you, President Radev, for inviting us to this very, very special occasion. Presidents, Prime Ministers, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, The project of the gas interconnector between Bulgaria and Greece has been on the table since over 10 years. So quite a while. It was launched in 2009, at a time actually when Bulgaria was hardly hit by Gazprom's decision to stop gas flows through Ukraine. It took a lot of determination to reach the goal, and we saw the video, we heard your words. Indeed, there needs to be a lot of passion behind such a project, and today I would really like to thank you, the ICGB, but I also want to thank the successive Bulgarian and Greek governments for making it happen. A lot of stamina is necessary, a lot of patience, strategic patience, I think. There were ups and downs, and you made it. And indeed, as has been said, the European Union has supported this project from the very first day on, politically, but also financially, with round about 250 million euros. I would say today a new era for Bulgaria and Southeast Europe begins. Bulgaria used to receive 80% of its gas from Russia. That was before Russia decided to launch an atrocious war against Ukraine and an energy war against Europe. This pipeline is a game changer. It's a game changer for Bulgaria and for Europe's energy security. And it means freedom. It means freedom from dependency on Russian gas. Indeed, the interconnector could cover the entire gas consumption of Bulgaria. And this is really great news in very difficult times. Both here in Bulgaria and across Europe, people are feeling the consequences of Russia's war. But thanks to projects like this, Europe will have enough gas for the winter. We worked very hard the last month to get there. The first step was diversification away from Russian gas towards other reliable suppliers. President Aliyev, I visited you in July for that purpose, our friends from Norway, our friends from the United States, Algeria, and many others who helped us in this critical moment. Secondly, of course, savings to the storage that we are managing together. And we should not forget a third step that is so important, that is the mid and long term, and that is massive investment in renewable energy, wind energy, solar energy, hydropower, biomass, hydrogen, you name it. Because we know that this is energy that is homegrown, produced here, it produces jobs here, and it makes us independent from others. Europe has, in other words, everything it needs to break free from our dependency on Russia. It is a matter of political will. And ladies and gentlemen, this leads me to my second remark. We are at a critical juncture once more. The energy crisis is serious. I'm deeply convinced we can handle it, we can manage it, but it is serious. And it requires from Europe a common response that allows to reduce the energy costs for families and businesses. That is the aim. We have to achieve this. We have already taken important steps here. For example, yesterday, we all agreed in the European Union to limit the exceptional profits made by some energy companies and to take these profits to targetedly support vulnerable households and businesses. And more needs to be done. We all know this. But in doing so, and this is my message, we need to protect the fundamentals of our economy and in particular our single market. This is the strength of the European Union. That's where the wealth of the European Union does come from, the single market. Without a common European solution, we seriously risk fragmentation. So it's paramount that we preserve a level playing field for all in the European Union in the single market, and it's paramount to avoid distortions of the single market. So the task ahead of us is very clear. We will do more to contain the skyrocketing energy prices, which are weakening our economy, and we have to do it as Europeans, together and jointly. This is what we will discuss in a few days in Prague with the European leaders, and I'm very much looking forward to this. I very much liked your motto: if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go jointly with others. So let's stand together and shape our strong and resilient energy union. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Madam President. If I had to pick just two words from your engaging message, I'll probably go for freedom and the single market. Thank you for your confidence, your presence, your confidence, and your remarks are truly tokens of reassurance and motivation that we in the region are on the right track. IGB could come into existence only if it was properly funded, and to be properly funded it had to be anchored via the anchor of a reliable gas supply and the relevant contractual agreements and commitments. And it was President Ilham Aliyev of Azerbaijan who made such a promise long ago, many years ago. It was our partners from Azerbaijan who kept fervently to this promise and turned it into the long-term contractual engagements and agreements at very competitive prices. President Aliyev, it's a great privilege to welcome you once again during your state visit to Bulgaria, and now we are all ears to hear your remarks.
Thank you very much for this introduction. Dear President of Bulgaria, Radev, dear President of European Commission, Madam Ursula von der Leyen, dear Presidents, Prime Ministers, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I'd like to express gratitude to President Radev for inviting me to attend this historical ceremony. The IGB project will play an important role in strengthening energy security of Europe and diversification of gas supplies. Energy security is part of national security of every country, and the current geopolitical situation in the world proves it once again. For almost 2 years, Azerbaijani gas is on the European market and now in Bulgaria. Southern Gas Corridor is one of the biggest infrastructure projects in the continent, which changed the energy map of Europe. Azerbaijan is proud to be initiator of the Southern Gas Corridor. Southern Gas Corridor transports gas to consumers by new route, but also from new source. So far, the only source is Shahdanis gas field, situated in Azerbaijani sector of the Caspian Sea, but several other new gas fields of Azerbaijan will start production soon and will contribute to increasing the volumes of our supply. Azerbaijan is for many years a reliable oil supplier to international, primarily European markets, and now became reliable gas supplier. And also I'd like to comment on what Madam President said about Renewable. This is also part of our strategic partnership memorandum of understanding on energy, which was signed this July between the European Commission and Azerbaijan. So soon, I'm sure Azerbaijan will become a reliable electricity supplier to Europe, and proven reserves of our wind potential only in the Caspian Sea is 157 gigawatts. And now we're already discussing with our European partners how to bring this energy to the European continent. Last year, our gas export was around 19 billion cubic meters, out of which 8.2 billion to Europe, and that was an increase of 40% in comparison with the previous year. This year, we will increase our export up to more than 22 billion cubic meters, and 11.5 billion cubic meters will go to European consumers. As I already said, this July we signed Memorandum of Understanding with the European Commission during the visit of Madam Ursula von der Leyen to Azerbaijan, which is a very substantial document. Based on that, by 2027, we are planning to increase, to double our supply of natural gas to Europe, at least to double, and we have all the potential to do it. We started already consultations with our partners with respect to the expansion of TANAP from 16 to 32 billion cubic meters and TAP from 10 to 20 billion cubic meters, because without that it will be difficult to provide additional supplies. In conclusion, I'd like to congratulate the peoples of Bulgaria, peoples of Greece, all of us with this historical event, completion of this important project, and wish IGB long and successful life. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, President Aliyev. If I can slightly rephrase the common proverb, a friend and a partner in need is a friend and a partner indeed. So we thank you for your partnership and friendship and the one of all people in Azerbaijan. Our next speaker is someone who needs no introduction in this hall, another true friend of Bulgaria and a very highly esteemed European leader, who in reality is the co-host of this occasion and an event. The strong tandem between Greece and Bulgaria is a keystone in the arch of the regional energy security. Ladies and gentlemen, the Prime Minister of Greece, Mr. Kebiakos Mitsotakis.
Well, thank you for that very warm introduction, Madam President, dear Presidents, Prime Ministers, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed a distinct pleasure and honor to join you today here in Sofia for the ceremony marking the beginning of the commercial operation of the interconnector between Greece and Bulgaria. Nearly 2 months ago, at Komotini, together with the then Bulgarian Prime Minister Kirill Petkov, we celebrated the completion of the construction of this energy bridge that brings Greece and Bulgaria even closer together, while, as has been pointed out, dramatically changing the energy map of our region. Mr. President, dear Rumen, the beginning of the IGB's commercial operation constitutes an exceptional moment for not just for Southeast Europe, but, Madam President, for Europe more broadly, as this pipeline significantly bolsters energy and supply security for all interconnected countries in the Balkans, as well as that of the European continent as a whole. This pipeline, as has been pointed out, has been the culmination of cooperation and coordinated efforts between our two governments over the last years. I've worked on this project very closely, very intensely, with my counterparts, Prime Minister Borisov, Prime Minister Petkov, the interim governments, and I think the broader geopolitical importance of this pipeline is recognized and underscored by the presence today of the heads of state and government of Azerbaijan, of Serbia, of North Macedonia, of Romania. This pipeline, as President Aliyev pointed out, will bring natural gas from Azerbaijan to Bulgaria, breaking the stranglehold of Russian gas on Bulgaria, and of course it will, in conjunction with the rest of the infrastructure projects underway in the region, contribute to the development of a reliable natural gas network. As many of you pointed out, when these projects were designed, quite a few years ago, not many believed that they could be materialized. But indeed, today we are happy to be initiating this project. And we're also happy that my country, Greece, is playing an increasingly active role in becoming a regional energy hub that will serve the needs not just of Greece, but of all countries in the region. Many of you mentioned the very important project taking place in Alexandroupolis, floating storage and regasification unit, which will be ready by the end of 2023, which will allow us to import significantly increased quantities of LNG, not just into Greece, but serve the needs of neighboring countries of southeastern Europe, and why not of Central Europe, potentially even countries such as Ukraine could be served from such an infrastructure. So this is a project that is not just an energy pipeline. It's a project that diversifies sources and routes. It's also a pipeline that connects European states sharing the same European values of solidarity and of regional cooperation. I think it's a concrete expression of our determination to jointly respond to current and future challenges. And indeed, they are incredibly significant, but also to jointly promote the prosperity of our peoples. And I was happy to hear the President of the Commission highlighting this need for stronger European cooperation in addressing what is an open blackmail by Russia when it comes to the security of supply of energy to Europe. And of course, this is not just a problem related to the physical supply of gas, it is also a problem related to the price of gas that European countries are paying. And we all know that we're currently imposing a heavy burden on our societies, on businesses, on households, in terms of the very high energy prices. And we also all know that national budgets only have limited capacity in terms of absorbing these increases. And that is why a European solution, which I hope will be finalized during our next European meetings in Prague and in Brussels, is so important. Dear Ursula, what we did with COVID, we need to replicate. With gas, we need a unified European strategy. We need to avoid the fragmentation of the European energy market, and we need to be certain that we place European solidarity above national interests. Greece will also always stand ready to contribute towards this effort in which the European Commission has assumed a very important leadership role. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prime Minister Mitsotakis, and especially for your clear message about the solidarity and partnership. Isn't it astounding how connected on daily basis, and especially people to people, our two countries and nations have become over the last years since we are all in the European Union? The same should be said about our links with our other European Union neighbor, Romania. Strategic partner with links growing faster in commerce, in transportation, in energy and in digital infrastructure. Our two countries acceded together to the European Union and share very much in common, not only with respect to the economic development. Our institutions are now on a fast track, planning more bridges and connections, not only across the Danube River, but in all segments of the economy and infrastructure. We will now hear from His Excellency, the Prime Minister of Romania, Mr. Nicolae Ionescu. Prime Minister, the floor is yours.
Your Excellency, Mr. President Radev, Your Excellency, Madam President von der Leyen, Your Excellency, Mr. President Aliyev, Your Excellency President Pendarovsky, Your Excellency President Vučić, Your Excellency Prime Minister Mitsutakis, Your Excellency Prime Minister Donev, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. I wish to start by thanking the host of this event for the initiative and the invitation addressed to meet all here in Sofia. The artificial supply shortages, especially of gas generated by Russia, have an impact not only on Europe. They create turmoil on the global energy markets and led to unexpectedly high costs of our partners in different parts of the world. Any step taken to increase regional, at broader scale, Europe's energy security has a stronger connotation today when reliable, affordable and secure energy supply is key for meeting our goals of recovery and resilience. We need to continue engaging with partners to increase their production capacities. We also need to finish our homework in Europe as regards interconnectivity, so to ensure that we have all the means to diversify and to act in solidarity between European members and with our neighbors in the Republic of Moldova, Ukraine, or the Western Balkans. The operationalization of the interconnector of Greece and Bulgaria contributes significantly to the diversification of natural gas supply. Though this is a moment of celebration for the developers of the project and for all its beneficiaries, we should remain realistic and acknowledge that diversification of supply and routes needs to speed up as Europe has to get rid of quicker pace of the dependency on Russian fossil fuels. The energy crisis felt by the whole Europe made us even more united in our efforts to find solutions and to ensure the necessary energy for this winter as well as for the future in the logic of sustainability and environment protection. Moreover, regional cooperation and jointly developed solutions are key to success, as individual actions does not offer sufficient answers in time of crisis. The completion of the vertical corridor is part of such solutions, as it will facilitate gas transit to Central and Eastern Europe and to the Western Balkans by connecting the Southern Corridor and Brua. This will give access to gas resources from the Caspian Sea as well as to the LNG terminals in north of Greece. At the same time, all